Hello, everyone. It's John Benson here, speaking with literally half a mouth today. You're going to have to excuse me. In fact, if I sound like I'm lisping or sound like I'm chewing on something, it's partially true because I've had three of my front teeth knocked out, and you should see the other guy. Really, really messed. No, I'm kidding. It was a total accident. It was a total accident. I had a, had a guy. I was following a guy upstairs in New York, and it was icy outside, and slipped, and his elbow just came back. And next thing you know, I am having dental surgery. So I am not going to be on the webinar all day today because I can't do it. I can't. It's hard to talk. So, but I am glad to introduce a couple of guys here, John Tarr and Kyle Bell. And the reason why I think you guys are going to get a lot out of today's webinar is because, as you know, I am a huge fan of getting free traffic. Free traffic is, well, it's the best thing ever, except for maybe video sales letters that will actually convert your free traffic. So these guys are the guys to do it, and I'm really interested in having you guys check this stuff out because it's a ton of information, really great presentation, really good guys. And I'm going to turn it over now. What you need to do before I do, to let you guys go and let you go soak my mouth in Epsom salt is to turn off everything like your cell phone or your pager. If you have a pager, I'm sorry, dude. The 1980s are gone, and you really need to get that pager. But if you do have one, turn it off and then throw it out the window. No, so seriously, turn off the smartphones. Put everything down. Get off Facebook, all that kind of stuff, so you can actually give this the 60 minutes it deserves, and because you're going to get a lot of information, stuff that you can apply today to start increasing your traffic. And if you're using 3xPSL, as you probably are if you're smart, then you will know that you will be sending to a page that can actually convert this traffic. So I'm going to turn it over to John now. And John, you there?
I'm here. Thanks, John.
Okay. Hey, again, John spells his name the same way I do. In other words, he does it right. And looking forward to hearing what these guys have to say. John and Kyle, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you guys really just do what you do best, man. Educate my crew, educate the posse.
Awesome.
Perfect,
Thanks,
perfect.
John.
Well, thanks, John. We appreciate it. I gotta say to everybody that's on the Webby here that it's a true honor to be on the call with John, because I remember when I was starting out in online marketing and I was super broke, that I would see his stuff, and I always respected him as a marketer and saw him at the Info Summit and some other places, and kind of always strived to be a successful online marketer. And now here we are with John. So thanks again, John, for having us.
You got it.
We're
Thank you,
real
John.
excited. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man, it's totally cool. So I'm super stoked to do this. And what we're gonna do for you guys, I'll introduce Kyle in just a second and kind of get into our little spiel and what we do. It's a little different, of course, than what John does, but what you have to do is you have to have both of those things. So we're going to tell you how to leverage what hopefully you already know by listening to John and writing a great VSL and having an offer that converts. We're going to show you how to take that offer and make lots of money with a bunch of free traffic, how to get unlimited free traffic, because Kyle and I are traffic guys. So we'll get into that. We won't take a lot of your time. Um, we like to cover some stuff and get into things. And if you have some questions, there'll be some time to ask some questions at the end. So what we're going to cover in this presentation is one, I'll cover real quick that I can't do a PowerPoint presentation normally, because if I go into slideshow mode, you guys are going to hear me talk like a robot. So don't jump ahead. But all the bullet points are right there. And so here's what we're going to cover. We're going to tell you a little bit about us, not a lot, but just a little. We're going to tell you about what we do. We'll tell you how it applies to you, because that's really all you care about, is what it means to you. And so we'll talk a little bit about what paid traffic is, because I think people get a little confused when running traffic. There's so many different traffic sources, so many different things with regards to traffic. So we'll talk about that. We're going to give you a little bit of mental mindset stuff, not Tony Robbins motivational type thing. You didn't come here for that, but we're going to tell you a little bit about paid traffic, and you have to have a mindset shift when it comes to working with it. And then finally, Kyle and I are going to reveal reveal. I love that power word. So we're going to reveal to you how to get all the free traffic that you need for your offer. So we're going to get into all that. And let me introduce Kyle real quick. Kyle, are you on there?
I am. How's it going, man?
All right, man. So Kyle Bell is my partner. We have a company together called Badass Media. And if you haven't heard of us, that's cool. That makes you like the rest of the planet, mo right? Because most people don't know who we are, but we are traffic guys. And so a lot of guys that are behind the scenes in internet marketing know Kyle and I because we drive traffic and have driven traffic for the biggest products on ClickBank. So where John writes the sales letters, typically the guys come to us to drive the traffic. So a lot of people on the internet side of things know who Kyle and I are, and we affectionately call Kyle the Facebook Whisperer because Kyle is a Facebook magician. Guy knows everything that there is to know about Facebook and makes it really profitable for us. So and he's also my partner, which, if you know what that means, it's unfortunate because Kyle doesn't get to talk very much. So
No, John loves
I like to
talking. So
monopolize. Yeah, yeah. So we've got this thing down. I'll take a pause. Kyle will jump in there, try to get a couple of words in, but there's not a lot of not enough microphone to go around for poor Kyle. So anything there to add, Kyle, before we get into our stuff?
no, so far so good, man.
Okay, awesome. So here's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. We're going to share, Kyle and I have been around the block a little bit with regards to business and things like that. We've ran different companies and not just online businesses. People say, online business isn't a real business. I beg to differ. The money's just as real as any business I've ever been in. So, we're going to share some things that we know about business and how they apply to your online business strategy. And then we're going to give you a 10,000-foot view of how to be successful in the online marketplace. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about how to be successful and scale up your business if you want to do that, which there's no reason you wouldn't want to. And we're going to take a little bit of the intimidation out of the traffic game for you. There's a lot of guessing. There's a lot of intimidation with traffic. People don't really know where to start. They don't know what to do. And so we'll kind of take that out for you. And so we're also going to take you through some actual campaigns that we're running as affiliates that bring in thousands of dollars every day for us. And we'll show you kind of how you can set up some paid traffic stuff on Facebook. We'll just give you some real world examples there. Facebook is basically right now probably the #1 source for paid traffic. There's a lot of sources out there, so don't get intimidated by that. But Facebook is probably one of the top sources right now. Would you say so, Kyle?
Yeah, and it seems to be one of the a lot of people are familiar with, whether it's just that they're on Facebook every day for whatever reason, or it's kind of like the hot topic. But yeah, there's a lot of people on Facebook right now for sure.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to show you like a couple of ninja Facebook tricks that Kyle's come up with that we use to make money on Facebook that not a lot of guys do. So Facebook is sort of a different animal than a lot of the paid traffic stuff that you're going to see, or a lot of the traffic stuff you're going to see. So we'll share with you some of these ninja tricks towards the end of the presentation that hopefully can help you get your campaigns dialed in and making some money immediately. So I went through this already a little bit. Again, Kyle and I, we own a company called Badass Media. We do a couple of different things with our company. But what you guys need to know is over the last 12 months, we've spent over $10 million running paid traffic campaigns. So we know paid traffic because we spend a lot of money to run it. And all that means, when we sit here and we say we know paid traffic, that doesn't mean that we're, omnipotent. It doesn't mean that we're really, really, really bright. I mean, I think everyone likes to think they're sort of sharp. Here's what it means. It means that we're running so much traffic and spending so much money that we're failing so often that we know what not to do. That's basically what it means. So any comments there, Kyle? You're the one kind of heading up that campaign.
Uh, no. I What I will say though is um, there there are lots of, and John talked about how he wrote VSLs for a lot of the products on ClickBank, and we have pretty much, as he was going through the list of products on there, we could probably name off 4 or 5 that we've actually run traffic to for the product owners themselves. So any campaign out there, whether it's info or CPA or any type of product, we're currently doing it on Facebook. So we're in there every day running stuff.
Yeah, and it helps to be able to do that because as you do these things, you determine what works and what doesn't work. And so when someone, there's a big difference between something that's working on a scale of $100 or $200 spend a day and something that's working on a spend of $1 million a month. There's a big difference there. So, and we're not going to really talk about that today, but just know that we're running a lot of traffic. So when we give you these strategies today, they work, and they're going to work for you. And hopefully you can implement some of this stuff today. So we have basically 3 divisions to our business. One is media buying, which we kind of just licensed away because we had so much demand for us to do media buying for clients that we couldn't really handle the volume, and we had some students that ended up taking over our media buy business for us because they wanted to be a little bit more hands-on, run an office, have some employees, things like that. Kyle and I have played that game, and we don't really enjoy that. We enjoy coming up with really cool campaigns, and then, okay, great, we figured that out, now let's figure something else out. So we had a media buy business. The second thing we do, we run affiliate CPA traffic. This is our favorite thing to do. And when I say affiliate traffic, that could be info products, it could be supplement products. We have a lot of different things that we run, and Kyle and I prefer that because we know how to run traffic. We're pretty good at 5th grade math, which we're going to show you guys today. All about 5th grade math, and then we don't have to have any customer service or anything. The only thing that we need to do is run traffic to a killer offer, make lots of money. So for us, that's our favorite thing to do. And then the third thing that we do, and we love to do this as well, is we have a coaching and a mastermind program that we run and show people how to profit from paid traffic. So that's a third thing, and we really enjoy that because we like to mentor people, and it's a lot of fun for us. So, Kyle, anything to add there so far?
No, you seem to be doing well. Do you need a little break?
Yeah, give you a little opportunity to talk there.
Yeah, well, I got nothing to say yet, so.
Yeah, so
I'll take the break
make sure
later.
That I'll make sure to take all the meaty parts. And then when there's a little left on the bone, just a smidge, I'll pass it over to you.
Perfect.
Okay?
Perfect. Sounds great.
Yeah, that's how we roll. So, all right. So what does this have to do with you? And Kyle and I always talk about that. You don't care about us. Like, guys get on these webinars and, first of all, we're just real people. We're real cats. I'm sitting in my house. It is not snowing outside. It is not 11 below zero. But I'm just a dude in my house. My dogs are running around here. Kyle's, kids are probably screaming in the background. He's got them muted out, right? Pretty accurate, Kyle?
Yeah,
the glamour
exactly
of
right.
internet marketing.
Yep.
The glamour, all the glitz and glamour.
That's exactly right.
But although you did get a new Pimp Escalade, which is pretty exciting. So
yeah, pretty exciting.
I want to give props to your Pimp Escalade, the extended version for the baby seats in the back.
Yeah,
that's my personal favorite.
Like I said, I do lose some street cred when that Escalade is full of like 4 car seats, but
yeah, and McDonald's fries in
right.
the side.
Cookies
Very
jammed
exciting.
everywhere.
Yeah. So, but basically we're real guys, and when we get on these webinars, and I get on webinars, and guys are like, oh, my house and this and that, and you don't give a shit about that. Really, all you care about is what it has to do with you. So, like, what is it that you're going to tell me that can help me in my business, or, if I'm just getting going in online marketing with an online business, what can you tell me that's going to help me to move the bar a little bit? And so, I used to go to these events, and I would get on webinars, and I'd be a little offended because guys are just talking about how great they are, but no one wants to share anything with me. They just want to talk about how great they are. So hopefully today, what Kyle and I are able to do is we're going to explain what we do and how that's going to help you. So I think that that's going to be the case. But so if you're on this webinar, here's who you are typically. You either own a business or you want to own a business. Either or. And it doesn't matter really if your business is online or offline. If you're on this webinar, it's probably online, I'm guessing, but it doesn't have to be. These principles still apply to you. So at the end of the day, you need customers and you need sales. That's the name of the game. Kyle, how much revenue do you generate with no customers and no sales?
None that I can tell. That's a different.
Yeah.
If somebody can figure that business model out, let me know.
Yeah, and it always kills me because we're at these events. Kyle and I speak at certain events. One of which is where we met John, and we'll go and guys are like, "Yeah, I got my website all done, and I invested this, and I got my business cards." Kyle, do we have a website?
Nope.
No website for us. No business cards for us. I mean, people are like, how do I get a hold of you? I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. So, because at the end of the day, and that's the moral of this story that we're going to tell you, is you need customers and you need sales. And that's what we're going to help you with today. That's what we're going to show you. So just keep that in mind. And one thing that Kyle and I, we've both been around, like I said, we both ran different businesses. Kyle's the bright one of the bunch. He's got his MBA, University of Nevada, strong and proud.
Yeah, go Wolfpack. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm blessed with a history degree from Ball State University. Go Cardinals. Have you watched them last night? Still trying for our first bowl win ever, which did not happen due to that blocked kick. But I've recovered.
That's another story, John.
Yeah, exactly. So, but here's the thing. We struggled for a really, really long time in the online world. I mean, we would run traffic and lose money and run traffic and lose money and try to figure stuff out. And I was leading this charge. Just when Kyle and I were friends, we weren't really partners because we weren't making any money. In order to have a partnership, you need to have something to split. And the only thing we had to split were like, hey, man, I'll pay your utility bill this month if you can help me out next month. So that's a true story, by the way, which is a lot of fun. But, I spent thousands of dollars on info products and masterminds, and I still didn't have a clue. I still didn't learn what we're going to show you today. I mean, I just couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure it out, and we've got lots and lots of stories that we could share, really good broke stories. Broke stories are always fun when you're not broke anymore.
Yeah,
they're not fun when you are broke.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're a lot less fun when you're living them.
Yeah, you bet. So, but this formula that we're going to share with you today is what has made us not broke anymore. And in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, in 3 or 4 years, who knows, maybe we'll be asking for money again. But in my opinion, I think this formula will make us never broke again. Would you agree with that, Kyle?
Yeah, because I think you learn and understand some things, and we're going to show you guys how to do some of that stuff. And once you learn and understand the equation, then as long as you have a product to sell, and it doesn't even have to be your own. We do a lot of affiliate stuff. There will always be somebody out there that wants to buy it, and you know how to get it in front of them. So.
Yeah, totally. So basically, here's what happened to us. We had just this light bulb, this epiphany, this aha kind of moment where we figured it out, and it really did change our lives. I mean, that's the best thing that I can say. And here's what we always talk to each other about. What we figured out, and there's probably people on this call that already know this, and there's probably people out there in the country that are like, duh, but it's one of the easiest and simplest things in business to understand. And so, I mean, I think it's simple, yet no one, did they teach you this in MBA school, Kyle?
Nope. I wish. That degree would have been worth a lot more if they would have.
Yeah, my history professors didn't touch on this either.
They didn't cover that, it's like the Civil War?
No, they didn't cover it, which I'm pretty disappointed about. But basically, it's easy, and we're like, damn, if we just knew how easy this was, we could have crushed it from early on. And one thing too that, like, think about, it doesn't matter what you do or who you know, like, think about your wife or your husband, mom, dad, grandparents, no matter what someone does, like, go to your optometrist and they think that the only thing that matters are your eyes, right? So they're telling you 100 things you have to do every day to save your eyes. And then when you go to the dentist, they're telling you 100 things you have to do to save your teeth. And if you don't do this, you're going to do that. And you go to your cardiologist and he's telling you all this, or you have a philosophy professor and they think that philosophy is the only thing that matters. Well, Kyle and I think this is the only thing that matters. So count us down for this is the only thing that really matters in your business, is how to get customers and make sales. That's the only thing that matters. So we on the same page here, Kyle?
Yeah, and before you guys get all sketched out, I don't know if you can tell by our sweet PowerPoint presentation that we can't even use the internet properly for. You don't need a lot of technical skills to be able to do this, thankfully, because John and I don't know anything about SEO. We can barely spell it, much less know anything about
Right.
backlinking and all that other stuff. And John's older than I am, but I grew up with dial-up, like AOL, collecting CDs for my 20 free hours that month when I was in college. So you don't need a lot of computer skills to be able to pull this stuff off, which even makes it better for guys like us because we don't have to be that smart.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And we didn't even have the internet when I was in college, not till the end. So
Yeah.
Prodigy style, we were rolling Prodigy style. If
Nice.
anybody out there remembers that. Yeah, oh yeah.
What about Shaquille O'Neal and his free net zero for life?
Well, dude, that was so far after I got out of college. I mean, yeah, that was, Shaq wasn't even, I mean, he was barely out of college when I got out of college. So anyway, but here's my favorite show, Kyle's favorite show. We were talking about this. We talk about it every day. Shark Tank. How many of you have seen Shark Tank? And I'm sure if you're an entrepreneur, you've seen it or you've heard of it. And if you're in other parts of the country, what's it called in England, Kyle? It's called something that's not Shark Tank. I know that. Something about the I don't know. I was talking to a guy in England, one of our mastermind guys, and he was telling me. But anyway, it's a show about business, and it's a show about these people come to these investors, these venture capitalists, basically, and they're looking to get investments in their business. And so Mr. Wonderful is my favorite. If you've seen Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful is Kevin O'Leary, and he's the best. And so Kevin O'Leary always asks what, Kyle?
What are your numbers?
What are your sales? Because guys always come in and they're like, oh, I got this great offer, and I got this great product, and it's the best ever, and this barbecue sauce tastes so good, or doesn't matter what it is. And he's always like, okay, what are your sales? He always asks that. And then he always asks them, what's the next thing he always asks, Kyle?
I don't know. I'm answering some questions over here. I wasn't paying attention to you, but Dragon's Den is the name of the show in London.
There you go. Dragon's Den. Cool. So he'll say to them, okay, what's it cost you to get a customer? How much is that customer worth to you? He's always asking these questions. And these people, these entrepreneurs come on there and they have no clue about these numbers. None. They don't care. They don't know. They think that their product is the thing. And what these sharks understand, and especially Kevin O'Leary understands, that none of these guys understand, is it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. And we're going to show you what numbers are the ones it's all about, the metrics. And the beautiful thing is that after this webinar, you're going to know what these sharks know, and you're going to know what 98% of entrepreneurs don't understand about their business. And once you know this, that puts you ahead of the game. And so if you ever see these guys, they get in front of Kevin O'Leary, and if they actually know these numbers, then what's he say to them? He says, why do you need me? That's exactly what he says. Because if they know these numbers, they don't need him other than for capital. But everybody's, oh, well, we need your expertise. No, they don't need their expertise, but this is what the sharks get that no one else gets. So how about Restaurant Impossible, Chef Robert Irvine? Have you guys seen this guy? So this dude is this show's on the Food Network, another one of our favorite shows. And this guy is all jacked up. He's big. He's John Big, and he comes in there and he goes into restaurants. And if you guys are familiar with the restaurant industry, it's very mom and pop-ish. I don't know what it is about restaurants, but everyone thinks that they can cook, and everyone wants to have a restaurant. And so he goes in and he helps the owners basically save their business. Their business sucks. He comes in there, and here's the questions he asks. What are your food costs? What's your best-selling food item? Da-da, da-da, da-da. And Kyle, do they ever know?
No. They'll be like, yeah, this is our best-selling food item. Everybody loves it. Meanwhile, they sell like one of them a month.
Yeah, and the food sucks, and they don't know their food costs. And one guy's like, my catering's the biggest portion of my business. Meanwhile, they're losing like $50 a customer on their catering business. I mean, they just don't have any clue.
Yeah,
and
you don't want many clients if you're losing 50 a client.
Yeah, no. I mean, no, we don't want very many of those. So, and the thing is that kills me is, so there's probably been 150 episodes of Restaurant Impossible, maybe more. They're all the same. They're all the exact same. But it's still fun because, he goes in there, but it could be the same episode. He goes in there, these guys don't have a clue. He shapes them up, explains exactly what they need to know. So the moral of this story is that your business, whether it's online or offline, I don't care what you do, is all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. That's the moral of this story. And lucky for you and Kyle and I, these numbers are really fifth grade math. They're really, really, really simple. We're not talking about algorithms and regression analysis and things like that Kyle can do that I cannot. I'm like, regression analysis? What's that?
I don't know.
Right?
I just read that one time. I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, no, I didn't. So what are you talking about? They didn't cover that in Math 125, which is what I needed to get out with a history degree.
That's
the bare minimum.
Math for history majors?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, too. That's exactly why I was a history major, ironically. Because I'm like, whoa, statistics. I don't really want a piece of that. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. It's going to cut down on my drinking if I'm a statistics guy. But that's the moral. There's the moral of the story. So you got to know your numbers. And so if you're in an online business, which I'm going to assume at this point that you are, then you really only need to know three numbers. And here are the three numbers that you need to know. And these are writer downers. So I would go ahead and write this down so that you can get something of value out of this. Kyle and I entertain one another, so we're getting our value. but we want you guys to get something of value out of this. And so the first one is, how much is your front-end customer worth? Meaning, how much is your sale amount? That's the first number you need to know. And that is, if you have upsells, that includes your upsells. So when you sell, and again, I love this too, because people always say, well, it depends. We know it depends, okay? It's called an average for a reason. And an average is where you take multiple numbers, and then you take multiple numbers and then you divide by however many. That's right. Called an average.
You take all the it depends numbers and put them together and divide it, and then you get a one number.
Exactly, and that's kind of what we're looking for here. That's awesome. We need to make that equation. And don't feel bad if you don't know these numbers, because no one that we ever talk to when we go to run traffic for a client understands these numbers. So you're not alone. So that's number one, is how much your front-end customer. Number two, this is a trickier one, but it's how much is the lifetime value of that customer. Okay, so that's the second thing. So if you have a continuity program and it's $50 a month and they stay for 6 months, that'd be an additional $300. So that customer is now worth, 300 plus X to you. That's the lifetime value of that customer. Or if they buy other things, or if you have an email list and you're sending out offers and people are buying. So that's the second number you need to understand, is the lifetime value of that customer. And then finally, the third thing you need to understand is how much does it cost you on average to get that customer. if you don't know these numbers, you do not have a business. I mean, you may have a business, but it's not a well-oiled machine, that's for sure. So you need to understand these numbers in order to have a business. And those are the most important 3 numbers of your life if you have an online business. Kyle, pause. That kind of means
yeah, well, I'd
deferring
love,
to you.
yeah, okay, great. I'd love to say something here. Thanks for having to take a breath. Thanks for the need for oxygen. Um,
Yeah,
and so, like John was talking about, if you don't understand these 3 numbers, and if you don't have these 3 numbers, you're really just firing shots in the dark, hoping to hit your target. And that is a quick way to go down. And John and I learned from, trust us, we didn't walk into internet marketing with these numbers or with an understanding of this equation, because we came out firing and we were losing money left and right. What little money we could pile up between us or borrow from friends and family, we would literally blow on traffic because we didn't understand these numbers and we didn't have a grasp of it. So making sure that you understand these numbers, and like John said, nobody knows these numbers. That all those guys that go on Shark Tank, like 95% of the people have no clue when they start asking them these numbers. They just start grabbing for numbers out of the middle of their head, throwing crazy numbers out. And so it's not just these guys on Shark Tank. It's not just us, John and I, when we were first starting. It's literally everybody and every client out there that, some of these guys have huge products on ClickBank, and we'll go to them first time. What's your average sale? They're like, well, I don't know, like $12 to 180. We're like, wait, what? I need one number in there. So nobody understands these guys, but it's critical that you do.
Yeah, awesome.
That was my
Are
bad.
you ready to get the rock back up now?
Yeah, go ahead, dude. I know you're
Giving
starting
the
to
rock
have
back up?
withdrawals over there.
I was too. A lot of people, so like I immerse myself in the pool to practice deep breathing. Some guys want to hold their breath underwater. I just do it so I can talk longer. So
yeah, he's like a Navy SEAL, like practicing holding his breath for like 12 minutes
That's
just
right.
so he can talk straight for 12 minutes without letting me jump in.
Absolutely, you bet it. So, so what we're talking about is, and we just want to say, stop it, stop the madness, okay? Because we always hear these things, all right? This is what Kyle and I always hear when we were working with clients, or put anybody in here, and anybody that's ever been a consultant will tell you this. Well, my numbers vary. That's what they'll tell you, right? Like, oh, okay. I asked one client of mine. I won't say the product that he wanted to promote, but I said, what's the average sale? Well, it depends. No, it doesn't depend, right? So like we talked about before, no, that's not it. Well, it could be anywhere from $50 to $5,000, depending on what they buy. Yeah, okay. So just stop it. Your business is not different. If you have an online business or an offline business, it's not different, as Dan Kennedy would say. Your business isn't different. People say, well, this doesn't apply to my business.
Yeah, what if your pizza restaurant is different than a burger restaurant? That's different.
Yeah. Well, and it's true too, and that's what people say. Oh, I don't do that. So it's different, or this is for online businesses and mine's an offline business, so that would be different. So they tune us out. Do not tune us out. When we go through these numbers with you, don't tune us out. Stay there, because this does apply to your business. And in fact, these are the only numbers that you need to know with your business. Period. The end. So that's the game we're playing, or those 3 numbers that we just gave you. So now that you understand the game, how do we play it? We know what we need to track, so how do we play the game? And how do we make money online with traffic? How do we make money online with paid traffic? That's the game that we're going to play here. So let's talk about what is paid traffic for just a second before we get confused. And so if you are placing an ad, if you're paying to place an ad online to solicit a customer to buy what you're selling, that's paid traffic. So let me give you some examples. Facebook PPC ads, Google PPC, banners, emails, anything like that would be paid traffic. Anything. A billboard on the side of a road is paid traffic. A radio advertisement is paid traffic. Television, anything like that is paid traffic. So what is not paid traffic? JVs, SEO stuff. That's more paid than you think. But what else, Kyle? What else would be an example of not paid traffic?
Uh, Man, the list gets. And by the way, JV traffic is also more expensive than you think. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know what else people would consider free. I mean, maybe Craigslist. You
Craigslist,
might get some
social
Craigslist
media. So I'm
traffic.
gonna I'm,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a Facebook post up. I'm gonna get some free traffic. Right? We had one client that was a Facebook queen. She was on Facebook every 3 minutes because that was the only way she felt like she could get traffic. So stuff like that. But here's what we want you to know: that there's more than enough clicks and people online that you can possibly get to every day. More than enough. There's one adult network out there, and I'm not here to debate the merits of adult traffic. I'm here to give you statistics. There's an adult network out there that gets, what was it, Kyle? 5 billion impressions a day?
Yeah, something crazy.
A day. So you can't possibly pay for all the traffic that's out there. And you don't have enough money, and we don't have enough money to buy all the traffic out there. So people always say, well, why do you share this stuff? Why do you share it? Well, we don't have enough money to get out there and pay for every single click, and you're not going to get them all anyway. Um, the world's abundant, especially when it comes to paid traffic. So the moral of this story is you can make all the money you need and then some with paid traffic. You can make all the money you need with paid traffic if you know your numbers. So let's talk about why paid traffic versus SEO. For Kyle and I'll speak for myself, not necessarily him. I couldn't figure out SEO if I tried. And it seemed like a hell of a lot of work to me. I'm like, whoa, Penguin, Panda, backlinks. I don't know about all that, right? And then
Yeah.
one day I got the top ranking site, and the next day I'm out of business. I didn't really like that model. So, with paid traffic, it's predictable. I know every day what I'm going to make when I wake up, typically, and it's scalable, meaning, if I know those numbers, you can do one sale or you can do 1,000 sales, and you don't have to worry about, you don't have to worry about anything there, and it's abundant. Because like we just said, you can get more than enough traffic and more than enough income. Kyle and I wake up, we decide exactly, Kyle, what did we do the other day? We said, okay, we don't really want to add more employees. Let's go into the number that we want to make every day, and then let's just fit our operation around that.
Yeah.
The end, didn't we? I mean, that was it. Because we know our numbers. So if you know those numbers, that's exactly what you can do. If you want to make $1,000 profit a day, you can do that. If you want to make $2,000 profit a day, we know guys are making $65,000 a day profit off of some of these offers. And so one thing that we talked about is when you are a little light in the wallet, I guess, you've got this anxiety and how am I going to pay for this bill and how am I going to do that? Well, when you have a business, or let's say you're not light in the wallet, let's say that you've got some cash flow to your business, but you're still stressed because you're like, I got to pay this guy and I got to pay this employee and I got to pay this bill. When you have a working model where you know these numbers, you know exactly what it's going to take for you to make not only your overhead, but any amount of money that you need to make every day. And we call it the abundance equation. It means you wake up and you can have whatever you want. If you like drinking expensive wine, that's cool. If you want a pimp Escalade with baby seats in the back, that's cool too. Right? Like whatever you want, you can go have it because you know exactly how much money you're going to make. Pause, breath, Kyle.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about the Pimp Escalade full of kids and baby seats and French fry wrappers and chicken nuggets and McDonald's toys.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
sorry,
can have
John.
more kids. Kyle's he's scaling up over there
Yeah.
with kids.
Sorry, John Benson. We don't eat McDonald's here.
Yeah,
Our kids
that's
don't eat
right.
McNuggets. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. But that's why paid traffic, and that's where we decided we were going to go with that pretty early on in our online careers. We were like, that's a lot easier for us to do that fifth grade math than it is to figure out SEO algorithms and things like that. Not to say that that's not a viable model, not hating on those guys. Got a lot of friends that are way more intelligent than I am that do that, and more power to them. But it's not really the model that works for us. So
Mainly because we're too
that's
dumb.
why, yeah, I mean, we're just guys, we're just guys and we want to make money and we just, that's it. We like what we do at the same time, and we like fifth grade math because it's easy. We feel smart. Like 50 minus 25, that's 25. I feel good.
Boom. Take that to the
Can do,
bank.
boom. That's right. Can do that all day. So I'll ask this question. I already know the answer to it. Those are the only kind of questions you ask when you're in sales. So who wants unlimited free traffic? Just type yes into the little box that you see there. I'm going to guess that a few people might want that, Kyle.
Yes, 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 yes. I see lots of yeses.
Okay, cool. So basically, we're going to show you right now the formula that we call the abundance equation, and we're going to go through it with you and show you some practical examples. When Kyle and I first gave this presentation, we actually messed up the math. So I think I fixed it. We did, remember that? And the
Yeah,
guy's like, that
I
math's
remember.
not right.
Yeah.
The good news is you don't even have to really know fifth grade math all that well if you know this equation, because you can just make money. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. So let's go through this now. So let's just say, and I'm going to use a real world example, and again, I'm not here to debate with you or anyone else the moral or ethical what you should sell. I don't care what you sell. It doesn't make any difference to me. Doesn't make any difference to Kyle. We're just giving you this as an example. But these are campaigns that we run, so they're real world examples here. But let's say we're going to sell a trial product of Garcinia cambogia, which is a supplement, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it, Dr. Oz. It's all over the place, and it was acai berry, and then it was green coffee and African mango, and I think it's going to be yakin or something in a few months, and it always changes, but it always stays the same. But this is an example of a product that's out there. So let's say the product owner is paying us $38 per sale. So check. And then let's say that there's an upsell that's also $38 that we get. So just follow along. If you've got a little notepad, or I don't know if anybody actually writes anything down anymore, so if you got your iPad there or your iPhone, just type those numbers in so you can follow along. So we got $38 per sale and an upsell that's also $38. That's what we're going to get, because we're just going to pretend we don't have a product. If you got a kick-ass video sales letter that you wrote off of John's training, plug your numbers in here. It's all the same. So, Kyle, does this fifth grade math work for info products as well?
Yeah, and I'm going to take it even a step further. It works for offline businesses. It works for online businesses. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The math all is the same.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
I don't believe it.
thankfully they don't let math just like change randomly. Like it's not like
Yeah,
SEO, right? Like the math is still like 25 plus 25 is still 50 tomorrow, and it's 50 today.
That's awesome. I had guys like, what's your secret sauce? And we're like, fifth grade math?
Yeah, that's literally what we tell people.
So, yeah, that seems to work for us. So, okay, let's say we're going to convert at a 3% conversion rate. Here's what I mean by that. That means if 100 people click on our offer, 3 of them are going to buy. That's a 3% conversion rate for those of you back in my home state of Indiana. I will speak slow. Okay, so let's say the second product, the upsell, is going to convert at a 50% take rate. These are actual numbers. I think actually they're a little higher than that, so we kind of dumbed them down a little bit. But so the second product's going to convert at a 50% rate, meaning half of the people that buy the first product are going to buy the second product. Kyle, is anything getting out of hand here?
No.
Okay,
Nope.
great.
So far, so good.
Okay, awesome. So now let's just say we're going to pay 40 cents per click. So every click we get, we're going to pay 40 cents to acquire that click. And we're going to get into some different metrics that we want you to track on this. And for the sake of this example, we're going to send 2,000 clicks. All right. Fun with 5th grade math.
We're getting called out.
So,
Scott's calling it 2nd grade math, John.
it could be, very well could be, Scott.
We haven't been in school for a while, so you may be right. So.
Yeah. These kids nowadays, they're pretty sharp.
Right.
This was 5th grade math back when I was in school.
Yeah, this was before No Child Left Behind.
Yeah, right. Now they've really bumped some stuff up out there. All right, so we got 40 cents a click times 2,000 clicks, and so my 5th grade math says that that's an $800 advertising spend. 2,000 clicks times 3% conversion, I have as 60 conversions. So that means we're going to get 60 sales off of those clicks. And 60 sales, and here's where I throw a wrench in here, and I don't even know if that number is right. I think it's actually, this is the old PowerPoint that doesn't have the correct math.
It is off of 57. I thought you updated that, John.
Well, watch this, man. Check this new finagled thing out here called the interweb. Watch, I'll do this in real time. This is live, guys. This is live. This is happening right before your eyes. Can you give me that number, Kyle? Isn't that going to be 57?
Yes.
And so 57 times 60?
That equals 3420.
Oh, look at this. Look at this live. It's happening right here.
There you go. Make sure you save it. Can I get a save one time so we don't have to do this on the next webinar?
Yeah, I might save it here in a minute. That just means that I had the wrong presentation, but it's cool because we just go with the flow. So, yeah, fun. Good times. So 3420 in revenue is what you're looking at here. So now we're going to go back to our 3 things, and we're going to change this. See, real time. So back to the 3 things. What is our average sale worth on the front end, what we call the front end? Your average sale is going to be $38 if you're following along, plus your 50% take rate on the second sale, which is going to be a total of $57. So your sale, every front end sale to you is worth $57. And how you get that number, if you want to write this down, is you basically take your total revenue divided by your conversions. That's the formula. Total revenue divided by conversions. And I know some of you are like, I can't believe that I'm on a webinar where we're talking about this stuff. But the same people that are on this webinar are coming to Kyle and I, and they don't know these numbers. So this is everything with your business. All right. So now, Kyle, is it safe to move forward?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for you, man.
All right. So now, what is your lifetime customer value? For this product, please hold. Changing in real time because Kyle and I are on the fly like that. For this product, it's only $57 because we're an affiliate. We're not selling them anything else. If you have your own product, you can plug this number in. And your lifetime value is going to include anything else you're selling them. It's going to include if you have coaching, it can be a number of things. But for this product, it's not going to be anything. So just keep that in mind. All right. So now number 3, and remember this is number 2, which is what is your lifetime customer value? Of the numbers that you need to know, that's the second one. So number 3 is what does it cost to acquire a customer? So to figure this, you take your total ad spend divided by the number of sales, the number of front-end sales. We're not going to count the upsells or anything like that in this number. So we spent $800 and we had 60 front-end sales. So I'm going to even put, for my Indiana peeps, I'm putting a $sign in there so people know what that is. Hi.
Let's get my message about
hey, man,
over the next week or so. What you gonna need?
How how is how are we getting feedback there, Kyle?
Somebody else named John Thar just signed on.
I love it. Nice. Live the dream.
Don't worry, I just muted him.
Yeah, look at you, man. You have the power over there.
Yeah, I think it might have been
So,
Anthony, but
oh, okay. So truth is, you could stop me from talking anytime you want.
yeah, maybe that's what I'll do from now on is I'll just hit mute and you could be talking all you want and I'm just gonna jump right in.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Who knew? Who knew? So, okay. So you have $800 divided by 60. So it's costing you $13.30 to acquire this customer. And so everyone hopefully understands that. All right, next. So now we go back to Kevin O'Leary, and here's what we tell Kevin. We say, Kevin, our average client is worth 57 bucks. It cost us $13.30 to acquire that customer. Kevin, our only overhead is what it costs to acquire the customer because the product owner covers everything else. So far, so good. So, do you think Kevin would invest in our business? Hell yes, because not only do we know our numbers, we know the formula. We know the formula. So if we need to change those numbers, or if it costs us twice as much to acquire a customer, we know what our thresholds are. You need to know these numbers in order to scale up your business. And I don't care what you sell. I don't care what your info product is. I don't care what it is. You've got to know these numbers so that you understand exactly how to get this stuff. So let's get back to paid traffic. There's two very important metrics when running paid traffic on the internet. And the first metric is earnings per click. So to get that metric, you want to take your revenue divided by the number of clicks. That's your earnings per click. So if you're in an online business, that's a metric that you really, really need to know. Earnings per click divided by the number of clicks. The second thing is cost per click, how much it costs you to get a click. As long as number one is higher than number two, you win. You win. Anything to add there, Dr. Bell?
No, that's literally the math, guys. You do need to know those two numbers as part of it, though, for sure.
Yeah, so you know these things. Now, if you remember, and what was that actual number? I think it was 3420.
Yep.
And what was that EPC divided by 2,000 clicks?
Let me whip out the calculator here. That equals 1.71.
Yeah, you don't even need to know fifth grade math. You just have to have a calculator.
Right.
If you can afford a calculator, you can do this. So remember, we made this in revenue, and we had 2,000 clicks for a total earnings per click of $1.71. We know our cost per click was 40 cents. So I think you guys are getting the picture here. So here's a few $1,000,000 questions. If we make $1.71 every time someone clicks on our ad, and we spend 40 cents to get that click, then how much does the click cost, Kyle?
I don't know. I was answering Kimberly's question. Ask me again, John.
All right, I'm going to ask you again.
You got to tell me when you do these.
This is how sharp you have to be, guys. Kyle, if we make $1.71 every time someone clicks on our ad, and we spend 40 cents to get that click, how much does that click cost us?
Well, I actually get paid $1.31 every time somebody clicks. That's what that math is.
Indeed. So it costs you nothing. These clicks cost you nothing, basically, is what that's where we're at. So these clicks cost you nothing. And you actually make money every time somebody clicks on your ad, which is pretty exciting. So now the $2 million question is this. If you make $1.31, changing in real time, people, keep up, then how many clicks do you want to get, Kyle?
If I'm getting $1.31 every time I get somebody to click, I'm trying to find as many clicks as I can.
You want as many of these clicks as you possibly can. And that's the trick to getting unlimited free traffic, is to know those three numbers. If you know those three numbers, you know what it costs you, or you know what you make when you get, on a sale, and you know what it costs you to get that sale, then it's just a math problem. You don't have any other problems in your business but a math problem. And we can always figure out a math problem. That's really, really easy. So that's the trick to getting the free traffic. And that's the moral of this webinar. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kyle while I'm looking for the actual presentation that we were going to give you today. I'm kidding. It actually is this, but there's some other stuff that we're going to add. And Kyle, I'm going to have you take them through like a Facebook campaign and show them basically how to set up an ad and one of the ninja tricks we use on the micro campaigns.
Okay, hang on here. Let me get into account. So let me throw it back over. Let's see here. Let's make me presenter. Show my screen. Okay, guys, type in the box in the question if you can see my screen. I want to make sure everybody can see it. It's in a Facebook account right now. Okay, cool. Awesome. So here's how we do a couple of these. We were talking about a CPA campaign. We run a bunch of accounts for things, and this is an older one. But this is how we run our CPA offers. And let me show you how, real quick, we create an ad for the news feed, which gets very good click-through rate and helps keep our costs down, especially right now. Costs are finally starting to settle back down, but over the past month, they've been crazy high. So what we're going to do is you go into your ads manager, you click on create an ad, and then what we're going to use is clicks to website. This is going to be the URL that you're going to promote. So if obviously you're not going to promote the same thing I'm promoting, because otherwise you'd be giving your sales to me, which I don't think you want to do. So what you should do here is put in a URL for your sales page or your CPA offer for the pre-sale page or whatever you're trying to send people to. This is the page you want them to go to. For the sake of this example, we will do like ESPN.com. Now, obviously, I'm not sending traffic to ESPN.com, but I'm showing you how to create the ad the way we create our ads. So it will populate an image. You can also upload images if you would like, but this is the image it's going with. What we are going to do is we are going to remove the right column ads. And in order to do that, you need a Facebook page to connect it to. So we're just going to grab this one. And so this is kind of what the ad looks like as it appears in somebody's newsfeed if you don't fill out any of the rest of the information. So make sure to write down these fields that we're filling out so you can make sure to have the proper fields filled out, which gives you the highest click-through rate, which gives you the cheapest clicks, which gives you the highest ROI, which makes all your numbers work out better, makes the math work out better. So the headline is what this first box, and this appears right here. If you guys can see my screen, this appears in blue. It says ESPN, the worldwide. So right there would be a nice call to action. And if you've got John's 3X VSL product, you can go in there and you can grab all sorts of power words for these fields and grab some key phrases that he has in there and put those in here, because just like you need at the beginning of a sales letter, you need some sort of pattern interrupt while these people are scrolling through their news feeds, because they want to be able to see, maybe it's Uncle John's birthday tomorrow, and then boom, they run into this. They've got some sort of pattern interrupt, and they jump in there. So right here would be, one of John's headlines, like old weird trick. I know is one of his headlines or something. So let me spell trick properly. And then you will also fill out this field. Now this field is the one that goes above the image. So you want this to be a little short, punchy. One of John's keyword phrases would go good in here. Video reveals weird trick about losing weight or something. Who knows, right? Why this fish? Why? How about why ESPN helps you lose weight or something? So that goes above, and you can see as I make these changes how it appears above the image. So that's what will go above it. And then just so you guys know, when you come in here, it will default without showing you the advanced options. So that's normally what people would make as an ad. You need to click show advanced options and it will drop down this. And this is where you can add a bunch more characters to go below the image. So you can put, check it out now. You can put, now this link won't be clickable in the actual text, but people, when they see URLs or when they see play video now, or where there's some sort of call to action, they instinctively just go to click and check. And so anywhere in this box, anywhere in here, no matter where they click, they will go to your offer. So you want them clicking in here. So if you can get some call to action down here, which you always want to put in an ad, by the way, you will want them to click on any part of this. So putting that call to action in here, that will still work. They don't need to click on the image. They don't need to click on this. Now, Facebook has changed how this acts from a year ago. It reacted differently when you clicked on certain parts, but this is how it is doing it now. So this is what we found to be most successful. So currently we have a newsfeed ad. We're going to remove social activity. We want to make sure that it's just in the newsfeed. This is where your targeting appears. So depending on what you're selling, I mean, obviously you guys need to know what your, who your avatar is. And, if I'm doing an ESPN commercial, I probably want to do people who like, the NFL or something. And so you would add some targeting in there. We don't mess around with very much of this stuff, especially just trying to get you guys some campaigns and get you guys that know how to use Facebook. So that's probably how we would leave it. Now I'm going to give you another thing to write down. In addition to, making sure you follow where we fill in information in these boxes, I need you to pay attention to this because this is really helping us to keep our clicks very cheap right now. We're bidding for clicks, and we're going to do manual CPC. And when we create an ad, we are going to make it a small budget, probably $5 to $10 at the most, and I'll show you why that happens. So anyway, once you get those settings done, you're going to hit place order. I'm not going to place an order because I actually don't want this. And then once you place the order, let me go back here. It will create an ad that will show up over here, and it will show pending. And once it gets approved, then it will be playing. But as you can see, all of these campaigns, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, $10, and they're all just the same ad. We just create a similar ad or duplicate it in Power Editor, whatever the case, however you choose to duplicate it, just duplicate them and make sure to keep your budgets super small. We call it our micro campaigns, and that will help keep your costs down where they need to be while you're trying to get your ads going and starting to make some money. So make sure you use the micro campaigns, make sure you fill in the slots that I showed you to fill out. And that's kind of the nuts and bolts, the quick and dirty on, the tricks behind our current Facebook advertising. Obviously, understanding what you need to pay per click and the earnings per click and all that other stuff, the three numbers we talked about earlier, fall into play here, but that's how you actually do the implementation of the campaign. John, that's me.
Awesome, man.
You got your stuff back?
Yeah, and it is the exact same presentation, but with different math. But yeah, I'm ready to go over here. And one thing I want to point out, guys, that Kyle is showing you, this is a ninja trick that we use on the Facebook platform that nobody knows about. And Facebook is not, there are a couple of different things to note here. The first thing is this, and that is that those numbers that we showed you, the three numbers, are the most important, and there are different tricks to get those numbers more in line so you can increase your ROI. There are a couple of different kind of networks. One of them are called RTBs that you may or may not have heard of. That's called a real-time bidding network, where people compete for clicks and they work on an auction platform. You may think that that's Facebook, but in fact, Facebook is not an RTB network. It works on an algorithm. And so this is one way that Kyle has figured out how to trip Facebook's algorithm to get you a lower cost per click. If you come out of the gate with a $500 budget on that one campaign, your cost per click will like double. But if you do it like this, you can still spend $500, but your cost per click stays really, really low. And that's a trick to ROI. So hopefully that little ninja trick right there is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
To this little shindig. So yeah, Kyle, go ahead and fire it back to me.
Oh, I was just going to sit here and just have you stare at my screen all day.
Well, I enjoy it.
As I'm typing to answer people's questions. And guys, just so you know, ask
right.
all your questions, and we'll make sure to stay on the end and get everybody's questions answered.
Yeah, we're going to have a little Q&A here at the end where we can try to help you with stuff. So here's the deal. Let's talk about working with Kyle and I. Here's our little pitch, which lasts for about 2 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about what we do. Kyle, how much do we charge per day to consult?
0.
That's right, because we don't do it anymore. We don't consult with people anymore. How much do we charge to run traffic for people?
0.
Yes, because we don't do that anymore either. We don't run traffic for people. Like we told you, we pretty much sold our business to some other people because we didn't want to scale it up. Last question, Kyle, is how much do we charge for one-on-one training?
0.
You're so good at this. Yes, yeah. We charge 0 because we don't do that anymore either. But there are ways to work with us. And those ways are basically, yeah, we'll work with you. There's one way to work with us, and we have 2 programs that we will help you with. We have one program that's designed to take you step by step through the CPA world, meaning if you want to run affiliate products because you don't have your own product yet, or you haven't gotten that sales letter dialed in where your product converts very well, we'll take you through a program where we'll show you exactly step by step how to do that. The other program we'll talk about is our info program, where we will show you Facebook traffic and other traffic, media buy traffic for your info product. So if you have an info product and you want to run traffic to that, then we will show you that step by step as well. So it depends on which path you want to go down. But here is exactly what you get when you work with Kyle. When you're working with us, you're going to get actual campaigns that we're using. So if we're running these campaigns for people, basically like that micro campaign, we give you these actual campaigns that we're using. So if you're in the CPA world or you want to be in that world, we're going to give you the actual landers. We're going to give you the ads. You don't even have to come up with your ads. We're going to give you the copy, the whole deal. And we're going to give you directions on how to target for optimal performance. So we're going to give you everything, all right? Every single thing that you want right there, you're going to get. It's pretty much a done-for-you type of thing, and here's the kicker. While running these campaigns in our private offers, Kyle and I are even going to pay for your traffic. So you don't even have to pay for your traffic. Kyle's going to pay for that. So, yeah, right, Kyle?
Yeah,
Thanks for that, Kyle.
Well, only because I know these ads and these offers work. So it takes a lot of the risk out of it when I know the offers and the ads and the products convert. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's basically that's what it is. So there's no catch. And as far as we know, this is the first done-for-you affiliate program that's hit the digital marketing world ever, at least that I know of. I don't know anybody that backs up what they teach with actually giving you the campaigns and paying for your traffic. So by the time our training is over on the affiliate side, you'll not only know how to make money as an affiliate, but you'll have made money as an affiliate. You will have made money because there's no way not to make money when you do this. So keep that in mind. Now, here's one thing that you have to understand. Now, on the info side, and I'm going to get to the info side too. The info side, if you're interested in that, make sure to tell Anthony, and we'll get Anthony on here in just a second before we answer your question so that he can distinguish between the two. The things are pretty much the same thing, but the landing pages and stuff like that change a little bit. So on the CPA side, since we are giving you the campaigns and we are paying for your traffic, we can only have a small handful of people that run the same ads, and we only have so much money. You know, Kyle's out buying Escalades and baby seats for the Escalades and having kids. I mean, he's spending us out of house and home over here. We don't have all the money. We've only got a little bit. So because of that, we're limiting that offer on the CPA side to the top 10 people who apply from this webinar. And I think we had several hundred people register for this webinar. If I'm right, I'm sure John's going to show a replay and things like that. So we're going to give it to the top 10 people that register from this webinar. And what I mean by that, top 10 people, is our guy Anthony is our gatekeeper. He knows who is successful with that program. He knows, he kind of knows what works and what doesn't, who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. So bottom line is that Anthony is the gatekeeper. If you don't make the cut, I don't want to say it like that. It's nothing personal. It's just we know who's really good and who's, maybe not ready for this kind of program. But if you're interested, you apply and you go right here. So you go there. You're going to talk to Anthony from our office, and he is going to basically figure out if you're a good fit for that program or not. And it really is like that because we pretty much do everything for you. So it is about being a good fit or not being a good fit. Is Anthony on the call?
Yeah, and
I know he was earlier.
Yeah, let me just say something real quick on that too. It's not necessarily, and because we give all the information and we save, or sorry, not save. I'm trying to cut and paste something here. As we give you all the information, all the ads, the campaigns, the images, because of that, it doesn't matter if you're new or old or whatever in advertising. You just have to be able to pay attention. And so part of what the call is just more of just a fit with John and I and how we like to work and that type of thing. But let me see if I can get Anthony on here. Hey, Anthony, you there now?
Yes, I am. Hello, world.
There he is. There he is. Can I get an amen, Anthony?
Amen.
A to the men.
There he is, guys. Go ahead, John. Ask Anthony your questions.
So, Anthony, basically, guys, they fill out this strategy session form. They answer the questions. You're going to get on a call with them. You're going to find out if it's a good fit. We're going to take the top 10 guys. And it's not like we were just talking about. If you were listening, if you actually pay attention on these webinars, I know Kyle doesn't. But
Never.
if you do, yeah, right. It's not a false scarcity kind of thing. We do only have so many slots because we do have just a finite amount of money. It's not completely abundant. So but you're a real guy, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You're
think
not
so.
working in Yes. All right. Cool. So, and you're not working in a boiler room.
No, absolutely not.
Well, it is
Okay, and
Phoenix. We do live in Arizona, so it
In the
feels,
summer.
it feels warm here sometimes.
Yeah. And so basically, when the guys get on the phone with you, you're going to just chat them up a little bit. You're going to find out if they're a good fit, the end, right? Not a lot of high-pressure sales tactics going on there.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, we'll fill these slots up quicker, faster, easier. It's a conversation. That's all it is, just to see if they're a good fit.
Sweet.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So thank you, Anthony. And that's Anthony, who is our guy and is basically your liaison when you come into our program. Now, if a confused mind says no, I don't want to touch too much on this. If you have an info product and you're interested in running traffic to your info product, which is who you may be if you're on this webinar, then what we do in that situation is basically Anthony will talk to you about that program as well. It's very, very similar to the CPA program. It's just a little bit different tactically because you have your own product. So it's not too much different though, but you'll be in a different group. So just know that. But so tell him, hey, Anthony, I'm interested in the CPA program or I'm interested in the info program. If you're interested in the info program, we normally take, I want to say 5 or 6 people a month into that. So anyway, that's basically that spiel. That's how you can work with us if you want to run paid traffic and you want to get unlimited paid traffic to your offers to make money with the abundance equation. That's how you do it. And hopefully you learned a few things on the webinar, and we'll open it up for questions. And Kyle and I typically will stay on as long as it takes. So however, whatever kind of questions you have, we'll answer.
Yeah, we're getting lots of questions on. So just to recap, guys, part of the reason we send you or the students through the course, and the reason we give you the campaigns right at the beginning is so that way there's no greater testimonial than you making money starting right away. And so our goal is to get you making money because you're going to be a lot happier in the course. You're going to learn a lot more because you're going to be actually in working the campaign every day, seeing what happens, checking numbers. So you're going to get a handle of the way things work. And that's partly why we do it. So by the end of the course, you can go out and run your own campaigns, your own offers, or maybe you want to stick with us in the mastermind, whatever the case may be. There is through the learning that you get actually running a winning campaign, you're going to learn so much more than than those other courses that just say, okay, here, go do this, do this, do this, and then you never make any money, and then you quit doing it, and then you just never learn the stuff. So that answers that.
And can I jump in there real quick, Kyle?
Yeah, sure.
When Kyle and I first started this training, we had a bunch of people, and they were scared to death to actually run anything until they got all the information. And I've got a mentor of mine, Kevin Nations, who is awesome, and he said a long time ago in a call that people don't care. Like, if a guy busts his head wide open, he doesn't care how cool your ambulance is. He just wants to go to the emergency room, get his head sewn up. So all these info marketers or all these marketers are, hey, look at my ambulance, look at my great bumper, look at blah, blah, blah. And what Kyle and I wanted to do for people is take the intimidation out of it and get them making money, because that's what they're coming to us for, is to make money. So if we can get you making money in the first week that you start running traffic, then why not do that? It seemed like a lot better program, and what ends up happening is it takes the intimidation out of it and it makes it way more fun. And now you're making money and you're learning and you're seeing trends, and so you're not in survival or scared mode, which impedes your learning, at least in our opinion.
Yeah. So why are we doing this? Andrew M. asks. John, you want to answer that one?
Well, because we like money. That's the one reason we do it. The second reason that we do it is that, it's way better. You're going to see this too when you work with us. The basic premise is, if you show somebody how to do something, Kyle and I can only do so much. As I mentioned earlier in the webinar, we can't get to all the traffic there is out there. I mean, it's Kyle and I basically run the traffic for our company, Kyle and I. We also do these webinars. Kyle also has 3.5 kids. I have a life, he has a life. There's only so much time in the day. So when we leverage what we know, which is what we're doing, we're leveraging what we know to show you how to make money. This crazy scheme is, then you pay us to show you how to do that, and we make more money. That's basically the deal. So if we could do it without you, we would. If we could make all the money in the world without you, we would. And marketers like, oh, I like to give back. Well, it is fun to see people. We have one lady who literally cried on the phone because she wanted to make $100 a day. And I think she did what Saturday, Kyle? $1,600 in revenue?
Yeah, but guess all of a sudden she forgot that she only wanted to make 100 a day.
Yeah. She's like, well, why can't I make more money? So it is fulfilling and it's rewarding to do that. But, that's basically why we do it. Now, I hope that answers your question. But, so.
Let's see. What's the initial cost? We talk about that on the phone call, because if nobody fits, then it's not worth talking about anyway.
Yeah, it's nothing if you're not a good fit.
Yeah. Sounds fun and interesting. You pay for traffic. How much profit go to us? You answering that one, Juan?
Yeah, we usually do it on a rev share basis. If you want to pay for your own traffic, you have the option to do that too. But if we're paying for your traffic, we do it on a rev share basis.
Okay. Ellen asks, how does it actually work? Do we simply take a percentage? Well, it's actually like you simply take a percentage because we pay for the ads, and everything you're going to need to start running the ad.
Yeah.
Lisa, I'm not sure what your question's referring to. It says, no, I don't suppose they share that. Did you just work it out from testing? I don't know what you're referring to. If you could give me some clarification, I'll answer that one for you. Um, let's see. If you guys got any more questions, throw them in there. I'm trying to answer them as they come up. Lisa, if you're still out there, I don't know if you asked this one a little while ago or not, but if you're asking how do we know they work, it's because we've run them and we test and we're literally, like John said, spending $1 million a month. So I'm in there playing around with Facebook every day. Oh, how we worked out that ninja trick. Yeah, it was literally just me playing around every day, trying to figure stuff out. And we, like I just mentioned, we run lots of traffic all day, every day. So we're always constantly tweaking things, testing different things out. And that's part of the benefit that you guys get is, John and I have literally spent a gajillion hours the past 2 years on Facebook, testing and trying things out. So that way, when you guys start, we cover all that for you and you don't have to go through all the nightmares that we went through. So I hope that answers your question, but it comes from us testing it all the time and getting to know our numbers. Let's see. Will you be writing the ad copy as well for my product? So hang on there a second, Prithvi, and I apologize if I just butchered your name. When you start and go through the course, if you have your own product and your own sales page, that's a different program. We are not going to pay for your traffic if we don't know your product, if we don't know your market, if we don't know any of that stuff. When we pay for your traffic, we give you the ad to run, we give you the product to run, we give you the ad copy to run. So we give you the images to run. We give you all of that information for the product that we know that converts. If you have your own product, that's a little bit different because I have no idea if your product converts, and so we're not going to pay for that stuff. So there's a little
now
different
what we
route.
what we will do is we'll take you step by step on how to test that, and we will help you with the ad copy and things like that, and then we'll test it. And if it does convert and you want to scale it up, then we will help. But we got to know your numbers first. And like we say, 98% of the people that come to us don't know those numbers.
And then.
So if you do, that's awesome.
Yeah. Kimberly asked, and Kimberly's been asking me a lot of Google AdWords questions, and I told you, and John's told you how much we spend every month on advertising. John, I'll give you an easy question. John, how much money do we spend on Google AdWords every day?
0.
Yep, nailed it. So Kimberly, if you're asking Google AdWords questions, you're going to the wrong place. We do Facebook and we do display traffic, ad network traffic like AdBlade and What Runs Where and all that stuff. So if you're asking, if we have keywords that don't show any impressions or clicks, Facebook's advertising platform doesn't work like that necessarily. So I don't know that I could probably speak intelligently. I could probably give you some answers. They'd probably be wrong. So I'm probably not going to give you any answers on that. But Google AdWords acts different than Facebook. And so I don't know. And those are when you mentioned keywords and that type of thing, that you're referring to AdWords. So if you ask that in a Facebook related way, I'll help you and answer that question, but I don't know for sure on Google. Ellen says, I'm trying to understand what you're offering. If you are giving us the ad copy pics, etc., for products convert and pay for the ads, what do we do or pay? It costs money to get into the course, but once you're in the course, we cover all that stuff for you. Again, the best way for you guys to learn is actually, working with a campaign that's working, and to eliminate the fear and the issues that everybody has with advertising. We just go ahead and pay for it for you because we know these work. And once you start to see these things start to work and money come in, then you all of a sudden start to loosen up and you understand the ads a little better, and you can get in there and tweak stuff and understand what's going on and learn some of our other ninja tricks along the way. So at the end of the day, when you get to the end of the course, hopefully you say, man, you guys are awesome. I want to keep going with you guys because you give me new landing pages. And when this offer dies, you just give me a new offer. And if not, you've also got the ability and understanding to go do it on your own as well. So I hope that answered your question. Can you email us that URL for the application? Lisa, I don't know your email. So no, I can't.
I think LRG might have a list of everyone who registered, and we might be able to do that, but we don't know.
Yeah,
That's how techie we are.
You're getting way too techie for us, Lisa.
Whoa, email. Whoa, what's that all about?
LRG, Leah Rosa is her name. We just call her LRG. I don't know if you could help us out with that or not, and I don't even know how you can talk or not. So if you need something, Leah Rosa, just text me or Skype me. She's on. She's just not a panelist. But Lisa, can you see that? I put the link in the chat box, so you should just be able to copy and paste it, and that should get you there. What types of campaigns would we be promoting? It would probably be CPA offers. Those are the easiest and give us the most ROI and are the quickest for you guys to get up and running. So you'd be running some CPA offers, skin, diet, that type of stuff.
Muscle.
Yeah, ha ha ha. Lisa says we're so funny. Literally, Lisa, we don't know how to email you from here, so it's not that amusing. Probably when you get right down to it, it's probably bad. We don't actually know how to do anything tech wise, but yeah, and Leah Rosa hasn't texted me back yet. Lisa, if you type your email into this box, I will make sure Leah Rosa sends you a link. Okay, Kimberly said, "I'm here. This is time consuming, almost addicting. When you have I already answered that question. Kimberly, if you want me to elaborate on that, ask it again, so I know what you're asking more clearly. Let's see. Okay, Lisa, you, Lisa, I only got part of an email. Please confirm that again. So let's see. I'm just gonna call you P from now on because I'm not gonna keep butchering your name. So I apologize if I haven't even gotten close. But P, my buddy P, asks Kyle, will you be running those on my fan page? Is that a limit on how many fans we should have? No, you don't. If you don't have a fan page, we just create one for you real quick. We don't worry about fans or how many you have. That doesn't matter. We create new fan pages literally every day, and we're not talking about building up a fan page and then trying to sell stuff to those fans at all. You get fans just because of how these ads act, but we don't build up fan pages or anything. John, John's got a saying, and we didn't get to it this time for some reason. But John, what about likes and fans? How does that work out for you?
Yeah, when I go to the grocery store to buy my groceries, they don't take likes and they don't take fans. They want money. And so our goal with Facebook traffic is to make money.
Right, not necessarily to get fans. So we don't spend a ton of time.
Can't buy my groceries with fans.
No, or Happy Meals.
No, no, you cannot. You cannot. Tell the Happy Meal clerk that you got 100,000 fans, and they'll still look at you and want their $3.
Yeah. Scott asks, if we are already familiar with Facebook ads and have a significant budget, is there a plan for that? Yeah, I mean, we'll still pay for your traffic if your budget. We've got some guys that have 5,000 a day spend accounts on Facebook. So
yeah, if you don't want us to pay for your traffic, you don't have to do that. You can still participate. It's cool. It's just something we offer. If you want to pay for your own traffic and scale it up, by all means, man. By all means. We'll show you the campaigns and you can rock and roll.
Yeah. Okay, so I got this email. I am going to send that to, let me copy this for you real quick, Lisa. Okay, P's got it. Oh man, if you get in P, you're gonna have to teach me how to say your name.
Nice.
Let's see. Okay, anybody else have any questions? It looks like all the questions have slowed down. So if you guys got any other questions, go ahead and shoot them over before we get out of here.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for being on the presentation. We enjoy doing them, and we hope you got something out of it. We find that, at least I find that 98% of the entrepreneurs we talk to, they don't know those numbers. So if you go away today and you have your own product, you really want to know those numbers. If you don't have your own product, you really want to know those numbers, and that's the key to really being successful in the online business, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Hang on, John. We got another question here. Does this work for an MLM business? If you know your numbers and you can get the math to work, yes. We have some students in the course that came in from an MLM background, but it should. Again, it's just a numbers equation. If you get the math equation, then it's just a matter of plugging it in and figuring out if it'll work or not. I think
Yeah,
that's it.
cool.
So anyway, sorry, John, to interrupt, but I wanted to answer that last question.
Awesome. Well, I'm signing off. You have anything else, Kyle?
No, guys, thanks for being on. Look forward to talking to you and having you talk with Anthony. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully you got a little bit of stuff, a little bit of info out of here that at least is somewhat relevant and helpful to you guys. But I wish you guys luck and hope to hear from you guys soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for being on the presentation.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, bye-bye.